My name is Kayling Neo. I'm the founder of Some Bar in Greenville, South Carolina, and this is my Greenville. I think the origin story of Some Bar is probably similar to how a lot of restaurants start, where it's a good idea, it's the right place, it's the right time. But as I started to develop the restaurant, Some Bar, it just became more and more apparent that I was doing this in honor of my family and as a way to find myself and my identity. As a Chinese American, it's difficult to really feel like you're American, and it's difficult to feel like you're part of your Asian culture because I'm personally so different. My parents having Chinese restaurants and my grandparents having Chinese restaurants, it felt like they needed to serve food as a means of survival and to provide for our family. So it feels really empowering to be able to create Some Bar how we'd like it, which is here is our traditional dishes. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, that's okay. Some Bar was built by the community. And so the fact that I started this not understanding that I was searching for community is a really big full circle moment, because everything you see is because of Greenville, which is really special. Dim sum is not one of those things that people make at home. It's kind of like if you get a really nice croissant, you're like, I could make this, but really, could you? Or would you? Really? So number one dish for dim sum cuisine is shumai. It's the shrimp and pork dumpling. It's kind of an open face. We serve ours with a topping of fish roe. I personally think that if you're going to a dim sum restaurant, that has to be one of the first things you eat, just because it's kind of definitive of the entire dim sum experience. So we take a lot of pride in our shumai. That one is my personal favorite. We will also be showing the pork and bok choy dumplings. So those are kind of rotational, your traditional dumplings that people do make at home. A lot of times it is for celebrations like Lunar New Year or Mid-Autumn Festival, just because they are kind of time consuming as well. But we hope to alternate the fillings as we go. So we have a pork and bok choy, we have a chicken and mushroom, we have a pork and cilantro, which is my personal favorite. That one is my grandma's recipe. My three picks for Greenville are Golden Brown and Delicious, Ariana, and Rabbit Crest Farms. If I were to group them together and come up with a reason, it's definitely because these are small businesses that I've seen firsthand pull up their bootstraps and work day and night for their business, and not just to make money, which it's important, but really to serve the people of Greenville. And you can see it through their food, their effort, the product they produce, as well as the way that they interact with the people in this town. Golden Brown and Delicious, a lot of people know them as GB&D. They've had a whirlwind of a journey as well. And what I've come to realize is they are such a great place for families.
Can I interest you in a cocktail today?
That would be lovely.
I've got a new one I'd like you to try. It's called I Love You Very Much. It's
awesome.
Super refreshing, really crisp, really nice.
Okay, sounds good.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
So what I really like about this cocktail is it has super fresh ingredients in it, like fresh lime, fresh lemon, and fresh cucumber juice, which a lot of people are like weirded out about in cocktails. But this one, I think it works super well. And like on a hot summer day, or even just like cooling down at night, this one I recommend to a lot of people. It's just really, really nice. But yeah, I think for us, the bar has been huge, and that it's like allowed us to reach a whole new subset of customers. It's allowed us to be really creative with ingredients. And here, it's more about the community, less about the alcohol. And that's kind of what we're pushing. Just like come in, enjoy yourself, and feel better after you leave, not worse,
Yeah.
Chef, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Always got a seat at this bar.
Ariana, small business, woman-owned, delicious. These are all like big buzzwords, obviously, but the fact that they've been in their space and they've turned it into a home, and people who have been, it's a staple. Hi, Nilo.
Hi.
Thank you for having us at Ariana today. I'm very excited to be here. You are one of my favorite restaurants, if not my favorite restaurant in Greenville.
Thank you.
And it's really nice that we're so close to each other.
Yes, we change our food every day, and we make every day 5 items. And today we have chapli kebab. Chapli kebab is a ground beef, and the
This
rice.
one,
Yes,
that's so good.
yes.
Okay.
The rice called kabli palau. We our rice is very different from any other rice. Very long seed yellow rice, topped with carrots and raisins. Of course, chicken kebab. We grill, marinate very well, a day or 2 days before grilling the kebabs. And the other 2 dishes are gulpi, which is cauliflower, and nakhod, which is chickpeas.
So you wrote this cookbook or you published in 2021.
Yes.
Right? What all went into it?
Every single dish that we make here is in it, but I start by very old memories of myself, how I become a cook, and the trip that my parents took, and that trip made me to start cooking because my mom wasn't there to cook for us. And I start cooking, and the 2 dishes I kind of mastered them was lupia, which is beans, and our rice, that rice called chalao.
I feel that with our food, every time we make something new or we serve someone, it is me getting closer to my family,
Yes.
because it's like that's the love language. We don't really say I love you.
Yeah, we
make
don't
food
either.
for our family. Yeah,
Yes.
you peel fruit and you make a dish and you serve
You
your
take
elders.
care of them, all that, making tea for them, make
Yes.
sure they eat. That's
Right.
the way we say love you.
Yes, the first thing is, have you eaten?
Yes.
Right. When I say fangirling, Elijah and Sarah are the definition of live life the way you want to. They not only serve the community with their fresh organic produce, but they also host these events that are just so open arms. So remind me when you and Sarah started Rabbit Crest Farms.
We, along with her mother, started it back in 2021. We got this property April of that year. And then that first year it was just 20 beds. And last year it was 40 beds. And this year we're up to 60 beds. The U-Pick is one of just our more accessible experiences, I think. Everyone can just come up and it'd be chill, and there's not a lot of pretense to it. You show up, you're gonna pick flowers and have a good time, bring your own picnic.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Well, we definitely really appreciate Greenville as an upcoming foodie hub. At least I definitely do personally. And it was really important to me to find a way to fit the farming into that conversation. We work with a ton of local chefs. They're all very giving, and they're all very happy to source as many of their ingredients locally as they can. And I just love collaborating with people doing innovative stuff. There's a lot of diversity coming to Greenville, a lot of different types of restaurants from different cultures. And it's really important to me to have farm to table not just mean like French cuisine or European food. So with our farm to table dinners here, it's really been a good opportunity for us to do that. Because what's better than farm to table? Well, I guess putting the table at the farm. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. People get to see literally exactly where their food was picked the same day.
Not only can you taste the difference, but at least for the farm to table dinners, you can feel the difference and like the energy that's put into like this plate of.
Yeah.
My name is Wesley Fulmer. I'm executive chef here at Motor Supply Company Bistro in Columbia, South Carolina, and this is my Columbia. I grew up in Prosperity, South Carolina. It's about 40 minutes north of here. Went to high school, and growing up, it was always a big deal to, in my teenage years to come down to Columbia and everything. And after going away and coming back here, it really gives me a sense that Columbia is on the up and up, and there is a lot of things to do here. My approach to food, a lot of times I take a very casual approach to it. It is just food. I think sometimes people make it more than what it needs to be, but food represents memories, and if you take that approach to it, you're always going to be true to food, and food's going to be always true to you. And so, like, a lot of times I'll tell even my cooks and everything, it's like, you know, don't worry about it. Just give it the respect that it needs. Started off first with City Limits Barbecue. For the longest, he's been just a food truck, and then when I found out that he was finally gonna get a brick and mortar, I was like, all right, that's, you know, that's where I want to go. And I've had his barbecue before. His pulled pork is great. His brisket will make you fall down. It's so good. So it's great to be here at City Limits Barbecue with Robbie here. Robbie, tell me what you got here, man. This looks fantastic.
Welcome, Wes. This is what we call a fantasy platter. This is our cooked over coals pulled pork.
Okay.
This is chicharron that came off of that pork shoulder that we crisped up. This is more pulled pork that we chopped. Then we have our house hash. Then our brisket chili Frito pie. And then
Nice, man.
here's the showstopper.
I mean,
These are our pork ribs cooked over coals, salted only, no sauce, no special rubs, nothing. Here's our house hot link, our house mild sausage, our Texas brisket. What I've learned on this journey is that there are so many different opinions, so many people grew up eating barbecue their own family way. And what I'm offering that I hadn't seen anywhere, and I'm not trying to be different, I'm just trying to offer something to make everybody happy, is that if you like pulled pork, you can come in and have pulled pork. But if you're from, say, the eastern part of the state and you like chopped pork, we chop it up for you right there. You know, we put a lot of time, effort, and attention into all of the meats, but we didn't just stop there.
Right.
We went over here. And so I appreciate what our end product is here, because I think it stands out. And I think that people that have that connection like you had to when you're a kid, that I think there's at least a little bit of that flavor in here that can connect that memory to the past of where your granddad or your
Right.
dad cooked it.
that's what food's all about, creating memories. Hello, Will. Good to see you today. So glad to be here. What are we doing today here at the Hoot?
I thought we'd do a couple of old fashions. Both are going to be made with vanilla syrup. Yours is going to be with Maker's Mark. Mine's going to be with Flor de Caña rum. And I thought we'd kind of just have a taste, see what we think about it. Well, I guess the first thing to start with is that we are a plant-based bar. We wanted to create something that was very inclusive. So even though it's plant-based, it's all just bar food. It's all recognizable, just Southern food. One of the things that we love selling is our boiled peanuts. You know,
Nice.
if there is a Southerner who doesn't understand or comprehend vegan food, then you can always say, well, here's a plate of boiled peanuts. We'll start with that and then ease you in otherwise.
Okay,
You know,
great.
it's important to us that we're a neighborhood bar.
Mm-hmm.
So we set our prices like a neighborhood bar. We want it to be so that people that live within walking distance of here can come over and it's gonna be an everyday bar. It was fun to get to decorate the place. Definitely going for sort of the grandma's funky basement kind of vibe. You know, it's always pleasant to get, when you go into an antique store, to have something to actually search for. So we got to look for a lot of fun animals, animal prints. We named it the Hoot, partially for the idea of it's a fun place to be. It's a hoot, haha, you know, but also being a Rosewood bar, and Rosewood is filled with owls, it turns out. There are a million of them, and they're out there hooting every single night. If you're listening for owls in Rosewood, you can hear them.
That's one of the surprising things about Columbia, how it has such a great zoo. And it's fun to go there to see everything. They have a ropes course, they do a lot with kids. It's great for families, and they have an aquarium too. An aquarium that's great for sea lions and stuff. And so me and the family like to go there. We buy yearly passes, and we can go anytime we want to, so it's great.